warriors and traded throughout the Americas from historic Chatta trading post in
Chatta.
Chatta, thank you. This is why I did not read the show. Whereas Major General Andrew Jackson asked the Chatta to raise an army to fight with America for West Florida. And whereas only 217 years ago that St. Tammany and West Florida parishes became a part of America after the Chatta agreed to fight with the United States. Chief Pierre Juzan, all right, as captain in the army, led a company of Chatta warriors who brought a strategic advantage that would greatly influence the outcome of the Battle of New Orleans. And whereas under Captain Pierre Juzan's command, the Chatta on December 23rd, 1814, defended Jackson's attack on the British encampment at Villeray Plantation when they approached from the swamps, inflicting more than half the casualties on the British. Again, at the Battle of Chalmette Plantation on January 8, 1815, the Chatta patrolled unseen from the swamps and helped bring about the defeat of the British and expansion of the United States of America across the Gulf. Whereas Chief Pierre Juzan was the signer of the 1830 Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Creek between the Red people and their descendants and the United States of America, under then President Andrew Jackson. He insisted the treaty include Article 14 so that 196 years ago, the Chatta were guaranteed dual citizenship and property rights for their heirs and assigns of those who did not move to Indian Territory, Oklahoma. And whereas, after confirmation of the Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Creek, Chief Pierre Juzan served from 1838 to 1841 as the hereditary chief of the Pushmata district in Indian Territory and as chief in Bonfuca until death. Chief Pierre Juzan traveled by boat and land between Bonfuca and Indian Territory in Oklahoma, and his descendants continued to travel to Indian Territory for census and to bring food, medicine, and supplies to their people. And whereas Juzan lived out his life and is buried in Bonfuca, and seven generations later, Chief Elwin Warhorse Gilliam is the hereditary chief of the Chatta of Bonfuca. And whereas Chief Warhorse and her family reside on land which has been continually owned by Juzan's descendants, and they have lived up to Article 14 of the 1830 Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Creek. And whereas the Chatta have since fought in every war for America, and their veterans are buried in historic mounds and cemeteries in St. Tammany Parish. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Arthur Laughlin, Councilman District 11, would like to recognize January 8, 2026 as Chief Pierre Juzan Day, and he will be honored as a hero of the Battle of New Orleans and throughout historic Bonfuca, St. Tammany Parish.